Welcome back to TeaHouse Dives. The final battle of Agent Kim Reactivated isn't the cage fight, it isn't Chairman Ju, it isn't Director Ree, and it isn't even the ending where Kim finally returns to Minchi. The real final battle happens with one sentence. Saving the people you love is more important than killing your enemy. That single sentence changes an entire generation. It breaks 20 years of revenge. It saves Kim's daughter. It saves Agent 66's younger brother. It even explains why this drama ends with three middle aged men buying glasses instead of another gunfight. Because peace is the real victory. Because Agent Kim Reactivated was never trying to teach us how to become a better spy, it was teaching us how to stop being one. Breaking the cycle. For 10 episodes, everyone believed survival meant eliminating the enemy. Everyone. North Korea believed it, South Korea believed it, Chairman Ju believed it, Director Lee believed it, even Gang-seong believed it, and for a while, Kim believed it too. Then Kim says something none of them expect. Protecting the people I love is more important than killing my enemy. That line completely rewrites the series. Kim isn't trying to defeat Gang-seong. He's trying to free him. For the first time in his life, someone gives this young soldier permission to choose. Not orders, choice. Not revenge, release. That's why Gang-seong lowers the gun. Not because Kim wins the fight, because Kim changes the conversation. And in this world, that's the most dangerous weapon of all. The cage was never a prison. On the surface, this is the episode's biggest fight, but I don't think it's actually a fight at all. It's more like a test, not of strength, of trust. Chairman Ju believes he's designed the perfect trap. Three fathers, two innocent children, one impossible choice. He thinks he's forcing these three friends to destroy one another because that's how he sees the world. To him, people are tools. If you threaten what they love, they will betray anyone to protect themselves. But the moment Kim steps into that cage, he isn't surrendering. He's making a choice. He trusts his friends completely. When Kim tells them to attack him, he's not giving up. He's asking them to trust him one last time. And what follows is one of the most heartbreaking scenes I watched in the entire drama. The punches are real. The blood is real. The pain is real. There isn't anything fake about what Kim endures. We've spent 10 episodes watching Kim survive torture at the hands of enemies. And this scene was somehow even harder to watch for me. Because this time, the people hurting him are the two men who love him like a brother. But Kim keeps pushing them forward, not because he wants to die, because he knows exactly what they're building. Every punch, every push pushes him closer to the chain link fence. Every kick weakens the cage. Every second they buy brings him closer to saving the children. While the chairman sits, smiling like a king, watching gladiators fight for survival, the three fathers are quietly working together. The chairman believes fear is the strongest force in the world. Kim proves that trust is stronger. The chairman believes cruelty creates obedience. Kim proves that love creates sacrifice. And by the time the fence finally collapses, he realizes that he never controlled the fight. The three fathers did. Because this was never a battle against one another. It was three friends carrying each other's pain long enough to save the people they loved. The victory doesn't come from being the strongest fighter. It comes from trusting someone else enough to let them break your heart, knowing they'll help you put it back together afterwards. Three fathers. Three different ways to love. Kim protects his daughter by sacrificing himself. Hansu protects his son by accepting guilt. Jin Chol protects his daughter through unconditional loyalty. But Chairman Ju, he protects his daughter by sacrificing everyone else, including his own soul. That's the difference. Everyone in this show says they're doing it for family. The North says it. The South says it. Chairman Jew screams it. But only three men actually understand what family means. And only one of them, the one who started as a weapon, is willing to die to prove it. Why the chairman lost? I don't focus on him getting stabbed. I focus on why. Chairman Jew believes one thing above all else: fear controls people. That's his entire philosophy. That's his religion. Pointing guns, taking hostages, throwing money, wielding power, buying status. That's his entire playbook. Kim never controls anyone through fear. He inspires loyalty. He earns it. He deserves it. That's why Hansu shows up with a car. That's why Jinshul fights in an elevator. That's why even the younger brother, a man trained to kill him, lowers his gun. But Chairman Jew, even Golden Teeth, the man he used and discarded, turns against him. The monster he created becomes his executioner. His own claws, his own teeth. His downfall wasn't bad luck. It wasn't a betrayal. It wasn't about timing. It was inevitable. Because fear doesn't build loyalty, it builds resistance. And resistance eventually will always fight back. Kim had to die. General Zhang says 5 words that feel like a death sentence. Number 66 must die. At first, it sounds cruel, but symbolically, he's right. Agent 66 cannot have a normal life. He'll always be hunted, always watched, always used. And Kim Minchi, she cannot have a normal childhood while Agent 66 exists. She'll always be a target, always leverage, always afraid. As long as Agent 66 breathes, she's in danger. So Agent 66 dies, not physically, officially. His file disappears, North Korea deletes him, South Korea buries him. The man who was Agent 66, gone, erased, forgotten. But the father, he gets to stay. Only then can a father finally live. Not as a spy, not as a soldier, not as a number 66, just as dad. And that is the most radical act of survival in the entire series. This is probably my favorite moment in the finale because it's not about winning, it's not about revenge, it's about choosing who you want to be. And Kim, he chooses to be her father. Nothing more and nothing less. And here's the thing, Minji knows. She watched the news report. She saw her father's name. And then he showed up at her mother's grave. And she didn't run to him. She said that would be too cheesy. But the look in her eyes, she understands. She knows what he gave up. She knows who died. And she knows who came back. The name tag. It's beautiful. Minji gives Namhoon her name tag. At first, it looks like a goodbye, but it means much more. She's surrounding her identity, not because she wants to forget who she was, not because she's ashamed, not because she's moving on, because she wants someone else to remember. She can't take the name tag with her. She can't keep any evidence of Kim Minchi, but she can leave it behind with someone who knew her, someone who saw her, someone who remembers. And Namhoon, he's the one who gets to carry her memory. He asked if he could visit her. She said she didn't think she could. Then she gave him her name tag and asked, "Will you remember my name?" He said he would. That's all she needed. One person, one promise, one memory. That's enough for her. And this mirrors Kim's sacrifice perfectly. Kim gave up Agent 66 so he could become a father. Minji gives up Kim Minji so she can become free. Both of them surrender their names. Both of them trust someone to remember. Both of them choose to disappear so they can live. That's incredibly bittersweet because Minchi officially disappears, but she's not forgotten. She chose to be remembered, and that's the difference between being erased and being held. The show could have ended with a gunshot. Instead, it ends with a name tag. And that's exactly the point. That's all she needed. The happy ending. It begins when Kim laughs. For the first time in the entire series, he goes shopping with friends, he eats sushi, he worries about money, he jokes, he smiles. Not because anything special is happening, because nothing is happening, and that's the point. Because for 20 years, Kim never lived, he survived. There's a difference. Survival is running, hiding, fighting, waiting. But living is laughing, living is eating sushi with friends, living is worrying about your daughter's school, living is being bored, living is ordinary. And Minchi noticed it too. She tells us, I think my dad laughs more now. She doesn't say he's safer. She doesn't say he's stronger. She says he laughs. That's her measure of his freedom. Not a new house, not a new school, not a new name, his laugh. Kim spent 20 years surviving. Now he finally gets to live, not as a spy, not as a soldier, not as a weapon, as a dad, as a friend, as a middle aged man buying glasses. Agent Kim Reactivated begins with a legendary spy. It ends with an ordinary father. And that's our greatest victory of the series. Not defeating North Korea, not exposing corruption, not surviving impossible missions. Learning that being someone's dad is more important than being someone's weapon. Remember that sentence from the beginning? Protecting the people I love is more important than killing my enemy. That's not just a line, that's the entire show. Kim lived by it. Gang-seong learned from it. Chairman Ju died because he never understood it. And Minchi, she's living proof that it works. By the final episode, Kim loses his identity. He loses his name. He loses Agent 66. But in exchange, he gains something he never truly had. Not a mission, not a target, not a country to serve. A future. A daughter who laughs. Friends who buy glasses with him. A life that's boring. And it's his. And maybe that's why the drama ends with three middle-aged friends shopping for glasses. Not with a gunfight, not with a victory speech, not with a dramatic escape, with glasses. Because after 10 episodes of bullets, betrayal, and espionage, the happiest ending wasn't another mission. It wasn't revenge. It wasn't justice. It was finally being ordinary. And for a man who spent 20 years as a weapon, ordinary is the most extraordinary thing he could ever be. Thank you for joining me here at the Tea House. If you enjoyed this deep dive, let me know in the comments what moment from the finale stayed with you the longest. Was it the cage fight, the name tag, the glasses? Or maybe like me, it was the moment Kim finally laughed. Until next time, I'll see you back at the tea house. And remember, sometimes the most dangerous mission is choosing to be ordinary.